So ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video on the channel. Now in this video, I'm going to show you how you can get your agency to $1 million per year. How to build a 7-figure agency. That is the exact topic that I'm going to go through in this video. I'm actually going to kind of, again, pull back the curtain as I always do. I'm very transparent and just show you guys everything. A bit later on in this video, I'm going to actually show my Lemlist account, which is where my outbound prospecting system is basically housed. I'm going to show my Lemlist account. I'm going to show you one of the campaigns that we're running right now. And actually, it's as a direct result of that campaign that I'm going to show you here in a minute. I'm going to literally just show you the entire back end. It's as a direct result of that campaign that I signed 95% signed a new client today. I actually had back-to-back sales calls this morning, and one of them is a 95% close. We just need to make sure the back-end numbers are on point and whatnot. But anyway, put it this way, not only is the outbound prospecting campaign that I'm about to show you here getting a 3% meeting book rate, which is obviously just, outbound prospecting is another word for outreach, getting a 3% meeting book rate, but also, as I say, it's literally right now at the point of recording this, getting me clients, obviously as a byproduct of it getting a 3% meeting book rate. So it's live stuff, and I'm going to show you all of it behind the scenes here. And also I'm going to go through the 3 ways you can guarantee yourself a $1 million agency, right? I know this stuff, guys, because I'm actively doing this. Okay, so it's genuine stuff and it really will help you get to a $1 million agency. So just before we jump into the video, guys, all I ask is that you go ahead and you smash the like button and you subscribe to the channel. Hugely helps me push these videos out to more people. And with that being said, let's just jump straight into it and let me just show you exactly how you can build a $1 million agency. So there's 3 tiers to it, and the 3rd tier is where I'm going to show you the predictable and scalable system to fill your calendar as an agency owner, right? That's the 3rd tier, that's the 3rd prong to the $1 million per year agency process. It's tremendously powerful. However, to be honest, guys, if you don't have the first 2 things I'm going to cover here, there's no point filling your calendar. Okay, there's literally no point filling the calendar because you're just basically pouring water into a bucket with a hole in at that point, right? If you just fill the calendar and do nothing else, you're just pouring water into a bucket with a hole in. That's it. Okay. However, let's start with the first pillar, the first prong, if you like. Okay, and that is you need to have a solid infrastructure within your agency. Now, when I say a solid infrastructure within your agency, I mean when you sign a client, you have a repeatable, a scalable, a predictable process in place that's going to get that client results. Guys, if you cannot get client results, stop running your agency. Done. Stop running your agency if you can't get client results, okay? Like, seriously, at least stop running and stop trying to scale and focus on getting results and then go back to scaling. Because if you can't get client results, you're never going to scale past like 10, 15K a month. You're never going to get to $1 million a year. I can guarantee that, right? I can't guarantee too much, but I can guarantee you'll never hit $1 million a year if you can't deliver results, if you can't generate your ideal client or your ideal customer results. Okay, it's tremendously important. Now, and again, I'm very transparent on this YouTube channel, and I'll be very honest with you right now. What we're doing at Bax Consulting is myself and my CMO are working together on going the deepest possible level we can in terms of productizing our service delivery process. So we've already done a lot, and we've already kind of productized the process overall. And actually, Centurion Agency students obviously get access entirely plug and play to our standard operating procedures that we have inside of Bax Consulting. And obviously, a section of those SOPs, standard operating procedures, are for the service delivery process. So obviously all Centurion Agency students get direct access to those. And I just literally import them into their Asana account. And, it's funny actually because so many students are like blown away by the SOPs that we already have in place. However, they're in for a rude awakening, right? However, right now, all of you inside of Centurion Agency, if you're watching this video, you guys have no idea in regards to what you're about to get hit with these new SOPs that we're building for the service delivery process. Like, you could just literally take our SOPs, and this is how detailed we go with productizing our service delivery. Centurion Agency students who get the SOPs, they could just literally use those and they'll be able to get client results. Not even modules or training or anything like that, just the word for word SOPs, they could get results. That's how detailed we're going, and that's how important it is that you productize your service delivery process, and that productized service delivery process actually gets results. Obviously, you don't want to productize something that just doesn't get any results, right? You want to build a system, a procedure, a step-by-step process that you follow every time that just spits out client results. Because when you can get client results, you can charge higher for your clients, your retention is going to be far higher, and you can start to stack clients on top of each other, which is like, if you can't stack clients, you're not going to get to $1 million a year. I can guarantee it, okay? Tremendously important. Like, I know I've spoken about this on the channel before, but I mean, like, there's no point, like I said before, there's no point me talking about these other aspects. There's no point me about to, as I'm going to show you here in a minute, show you the stats of our outbound prospecting system and how it works in reality, and how we're, as I say, literally today signing clients on board as a byproduct of what I'm about to show you. There's no point me showing you that if you don't have a infrastructure to handle clients and actually deliver results. There's no point, because that is the most important thing about running your agency successfully. Okay, so a solid infrastructure is mandatory. It's mandatory to have in place before you start to look at scaling and before you even think about getting to $1 million a year. Now, the second thing is something that I've not really spoken about on the channel, but again, it's going to tremendously help out with your client acquisition more specifically. And if you actually structure it in a certain way, it can help you scale, because again, you'll be able to make more per client, which means you don't need as many clients to hit $1 million with your agency. And also, because you don't need as many clients, it means that yourself and your team are not split horizontally across a bunch of clients. Rather, because you don't have as many clients, you've got more time to go deeper into each client that you do have, which means your results are going to be far better per client, which means you're going to make more money per client, which means obviously, as again, it's like the flywheel effect, right? Because you can go deeper, you don't need as many clients. Because you don't need as many clients, you can go even deeper. And as you go deeper, you're going to be able to charge more per month because you're getting better results. What you charge is directly indicative of the results that you're able to generate, which again is why I talk about having a solid infrastructure, which is again why myself and the CMO at Bax Consulting, we put so much time into productizing the entire service delivery process, because if that's on point, everything else just kind of falls into place. Obviously, you need to work hard on those other areas, and there's a bunch of different stuff, like, to be honest, we've kind of like engineered an approach to client acquisition. And again, that's what's inside of Centurion Agency. It's a huge part of Centurion Agency. And by the way, guys, if you're interested in actually ramping your agency to 100,000 a month, just go ahead and hit the first link in the description. It's going to take you to a scheduler page where you can book in a call with myself. And essentially, we can just diagnose where you're currently at within your agency, and we can see if Centurion Agency is a good fit for you. If it is, I'll show you what we have to offer. Essentially, Centurion Agency is a program that takes any agency owner between around 5,000 a month with their agency up to around 30, 40,000 a month, and we ramp them to 100,000 a month MRR plus, right? That's what Centurion Agency does. And again, even Centurion Agency in and of itself is an SOP. It's a standard operating procedure. When you action on it, the end result gets achieved pretty much, right? That's how powerful it is. So as I say, if you're an agency owner at 5K per month minimum, go ahead and just do yourself a favor. Just book in a call below, okay? I've gotten so many testimonials from students, as well as just people who just genuinely had a call with me, and they've literally told me that is more powerful than some of the $10,000 masterminds that they're a part of. And that's me being 100% truthful with you, like genuinely, okay? I know it may be hard to believe, but that's genuinely me being truthful with you. So as I say, if you run an agency where you're between anywhere from 5 to 30, 40K a month with your agency, go ahead, just do yourself a favor and book in your Centurion Agency call. And with that being said, let me talk about prong 2 here. And the prong 2, the second point, if you like, to building $1 million a year agency that I was referring to before, is to have a risk reversal, no downside offer. When you have a risk reversal, no downside offer, you provide no reason to the client as to why they should not sign on board with you. And when you get to a certain level, you need to have that in place. Now, Again, guys, this is how important it is to have your infrastructure in place. Because if you have your infrastructure in place, you can comfortably have a risk reversal, no downside offer. And what basically that is where the client physically cannot lose money. Because a risk reversal, no downside offer is essentially where the client cannot lose money. It's physically impossible for them to lose money because of the way that you've structured your offer. Now, you can make those guarantees. You can have an offer of that nature where if you don't deliver, then it's free. Or if they don't deliver, they get refunded refunded, and you may even pay them X amount of money, for wasting their time. You can have strong offers like that when you know your service delivery process and your infrastructure actually produces results. You won't be, if you know that you're not going to get this client results, then you can't have a risk reversal offer because you're going to have to refund them. So that's where a lot of agency owners who don't have a predictable and scalable and repeatable service delivery process in place, right? Those agency owners have to charge their clients, $4,000 a month flat fee with no guarantee, $5,000 a month flat fee with no guarantee, $10,000 a month, because if they don't, then they're never going to make any money. So if you have an infrastructure in place where you can get results, have a risk reversal, no downside offer, because that is how you're going to number one, separate yourself from the rest, but that's also how you're going to be able to sign essentially any and every client that you want to. In so many words, right? You're going to be able to sign pretty much any and every client that you want to. And at that point, as I say, signing bigger clients, signing clients where you can build them comfortably, anywhere from 6 to 10K a month, will be tremendously easy, and your client acquisition will be super, super easy as well. Like Bax Consulting right now, we're sat extremely comfortably at anywhere from 3 to 5 new clients every single month. Like we comfortably sign 3 to 5 new clients every single month, right? In February, we signed 4 clients and we're not even pushing the limits on our client acquisition. And that's just because of a solid infrastructure, okay? A risk reversal, no downside offer. Essentially every prospect that we speak to wants to work with us. And it's more of a thing on our end, whether we can actually get the client results, right? Because again, I'll be honest with you, we can't get any and every client results because certain brands can't warrant results, right? For brands, a certain brand's product has no proof of concept, no product market fit, we can't get them results. If a certain brand's website or sales process converts at 0.5%, we can't get them results, right? So any brand who is a perfect fit from a proof of concept standpoint, product market fit standpoint, sales process conversion rate standpoint, creative capacity standpoint, all those super important factors, our service delivery process can get them results. The service delivery process that we're productizing, we're putting into just black and white SOPs, do this, do this, do this, you'll get a result, right? Again, if you're inside a Centurion agency, obviously you guys get all of those SOPs plug and play imported straight into your Asana account. So you just follow that process for your own agency, for your own team, and you'll be able to get results. So as I say, any brand who's qualified on those previous points I just mentioned, we can get them results. So we'll bring them on board as a client, right? And that is how easy client acquisition is for us right now, because we have a risk reversal offer. There's no downside for the client to come on board with us. They physically cannot lose money. There's only the infinite upside of us literally delivering an extra 50K a month minimum, bare minimum, right? For myself and again, for Centurion agency students, we have a bare minimum of 50,000 a month profit that we're injecting into clients' bottom lines. That's our bare minimum, right? All the way up to, a $250,000, 200K a month, 150K a month, whatever it is. Right? So that's the upside that clients have to work with us, but then the downside, there is none. So as I say, client acquisition is super simple. And then the third point is having an outbound prospecting system that actually converts. And on that note, let me show you some numbers of my current outbound prospecting system and show you why it's tremendously important that you have a full-bodied sales funnel, full-bodied client acquisition approach, because I'll be very transparent with you guys, because right now the campaign that I'm about to show you is getting around about a 3% meeting book rate, and it's signing clients literally today. Like in real time, this isn't something that worked 7 months ago. This is something that's working literally today. I signed a client 95% today, okay? Literally is at the point of recording this. So it's extremely powerful, but again, it only works when those first 2 points are in place, okay? On the flip side, if I didn't have this full-bodied sales approach, I'll show you just behind the scenes. If I didn't have this full-bodied sales approach in place, there's not a chance I would sign any clients. I may sign 1 or 2, but the percentages would be horrible, and the meeting book rate would be probably below 1%. Right? It could be around 1% or below. But again, if I didn't have this full-bodied sales approach in place. So let me just show you in real time exactly what I mean. This is behind the scenes in my Lemlist account. Now, this is the outbound prospecting system that I use. For those of you who don't know what Lemlist is, I actually have a Lemlist tutorial on my YouTube channel. I deeply recommend you check that out, obviously after you finish completing this video. Now, as you can see here, here's the stats. Now, this is a Bax Consulting test campaign. So The reason I said test, and this really goes to show the importance of having a full-bodied sales approach and obviously having just overall a effective outbound prospecting system, which again is obviously entirely plug and play inside of Centurion Agency. I actually show all of my emails and exactly, I'll go deep inside of C8. Anyway, this is the importance of it because as I say, this is a test campaign, and inside of this campaign, I'm not going to show you because it will show the emails and whatnot. Now that's obviously restricted, as I say, for Centurion Agency students. However, this campaign only has one email. There is no follow-ups in this campaign. So all of these numbers are entirely based, right, on one initial email, and that email is entirely scripted. There is no personalization in this email, guys. It's entirely scripted, and there's only one email in this process. So obviously here you can see all, and there's 8 campaigns running. So, we do have full-bodied email flows and whatnot in those other campaigns. However, for this one, I just wanted to test, like, what would one email do, right? And also it's a script, right? And again, there's no follow-up. So you see here, 541 cent, 69% open rate. So it's not the best open rate in the world, but the important thing to note is these 2 metrics right here. So this email only got a 3% reply rate. This isn't a meeting book rate. This is only a 3% reply rate. So 14 people out of 376 who opened the email replied. Now, guys, that's not that great of a reply rate whatsoever, right? It should be really around 6 to 8%. Now, the important thing to note here, and this is what I was talking about before in terms of the full-bodied sales approach, look at my click-through rate on my email. 8% click-through rate, and this is where the 3% meeting book rate comes from. A couple come from here, of course, but this isn't, a 3% reply rate is not a 3% meeting book rate, okay? So not everybody who replied actually booked in a call. So if I was only relying on this metric, this is what I was saying before, I would only have like a 1% meeting book rate, right? But however, this campaign solely from one email, right, is giving me, as I say, roughly around a 3% meeting book rate, and it's because of this right here, 8% click-through rate. Now, where are people clicking? Well, they are clicking over to my sales funnel, okay? Because in the email itself, I have a link out to this sales page right here. Now, this sales page is what gets me my 3% meeting book rate, okay, guys? Like, I cannot stress how important this is enough. I cannot stress it enough, guys. This is literally the reason why this campaign is signing clients right now. This is the sole reason. This page right here is the sole reason why I'm signing clients. If this wasn't in place, I wouldn't be signing any clients from this specific campaign, or at least I wouldn't have a 3% meeting book rate. There's not a chance I would have a 3% meeting book rate. So this is why it's so important. And again, inside of Centurion Agency, of course, guys, this is all plug and play. This sales page here, there's an underlying sales process to this page. This entire sales page, it's just basically a written version of a sales letter. And again, as part of Centurion Agency, I'm sure you guys get the point now, right? And this entire sales letter is based around, first things first, the person who benefits the most from our service, which is our ideal client, right? Our ideal client avatar. And also it's based around the person who's going to, who's most likely to actually book in a meeting with us. Okay, so this again, entire sales letter is constructed strategically around exactly the type of person, as I say, who's going to benefit the most, and obviously that type of person is our ideal client, and our ideal client is going to resonate with this sales letter. This gets them to book in a call. This is how I'm getting a 3% meeting book rate from this email campaign, from this outbound prospecting campaign. If it wasn't for this, I wouldn't be getting anything. I'd be getting like a 1% or 0.5% meeting book rate. So again, this is another reason why it's so important to have a more full-bodied sales approach, more of a full-bodied client acquisition approach, because if you don't have it, you're leaving a tremendous amount of money on the table, first things first, and you're literally capping yourself out. You are literally putting a ceiling on your growth. You're never going to get past like 20 to 30K a month if you're lucky, without a full body client acquisition approach. So that's a third prong to building a $1 million ARR agency. Now, again, if you're an agency owner and you're at 5K per month minimum and you just want a push button way, literally a push button way to ramp your agency up to 100K MRR in the next 3 months or less, okay, go ahead and click the first link in the description and book in a call with myself where we'll diagnose your current agency structure and see where the issues lie. And if I think you're a good fit for Centurion Agency, I'll show you what we have to offer. And as I said to you before, Centurion Agency is literally like a push button way to ramp to 100K MRR with your agency. So as I say, if you're an agency owner at 5K a month minimum, ranging up to around 30, 40K a month, go ahead and book in your call below. And I'm very, very excited to speak with you. As I say, Centaurian Agency right now is where like 90%, 95% of my focus is going. It's just amazing. The results and kind of the way that we're building these agencies up and whatnot is truly, truly amazing. And as I say, it's just a push button way to 100K a month. So if you want to get to 100K a month, just book in your call below. And with that being said, I hope this video alone was able to bring a bit more clarity. I hope you found it valuable looking in the back end of my LEM list, or at least one of the campaigns. As I say, it was a testing campaign. And within that campaign, guys, like I can't stress it enough, there's one email. There's no follow-up emails in that campaign, right? And it's still producing a 3% meeting book rate, right? And it's because of our full-bodied sales funnel approach. It's because of our risk reversal, no downside offer. And the reason we're able to have a risk reversal, no downside offer is because our infrastructure is tremendously powerful, and clients who are 100% qualified get tremendous results with our service delivery process. And so by having all those things in place, as I said throughout this video, that is how you get to $1 million a year with your agency. And so again, as I mentioned, I hope you was able to find some value in this video. And with that being said, I will see you inside of the next one.